What's up guys, IWrocker here. Today we have a quick video about, I hope it's not controversial, but it may be a topic of the Honda Ridgeline. And I'm simply stating facts. You know, facts are facts. Let me preface this by saying this isn't a bashing video, okay? The Honda Ridgeline, I'm sure, is a fine vehicle. I would never own one myself. I just have no need for it. But I have been a Honda owner in the past, so I don't hate Honda at all. I did own a '89 Honda Civic Si, and it was one of the best vehicles I ever had. But I just want to clarify that it's not a truck. That's all this is. And the fact is, the Honda Ridgeline is not a truck. You're welcome to prove me wrong in the comments, and I would love to hear some other people's sides to this, but I certainly don't consider the Honda Ridgeline a truck. For one, it's the only fake faux truck on the market that is unibody. For one, that's very odd. A unibody truck, I've never heard of that one. Trucks are body on frame. The Tacoma, the Ranger, the Colorado, the F-150, the Ram, the Silverado, the Tundra, Tacoma, the Jeep Gladiator, hell, even a Wrangler is body on frame. I do think that's a big no-no. A unibody truck, it can't be taken seriously versus tough, bolted together actual trucks. Second of all, it has no solid axles to speak of, okay? So most of these trucks may have independent front suspension, but they certainly have a solid axle in back. The solid axle is nowhere to be seen in the Honda Ridgeline. That is another big no-no in my opinion. And it's not really my opinion, that's just how trucks have always been. A truck is a solid axle, you know, body on frame. And the biggest thing, the most obvious one, contain the idea that, you know, a truck consists of a cab and a bed. Again, the Honda Ridgeline is not set up that way. Instead, you have one unibody. So it is, you know, your doors, you enter in and you have your cabin, and that's it. You have your hood and the engine sits under, and then you have your seats, which you sit in the interior of the vehicle, and then you have your faux fake bed on the back, which is nothing more than just a cargo area with no top on it. So, you know, in a real truck, you have a cab and a bed, like I said before. So if I want to take the bed off, I can do so usually in 4, 6, 8 bolts. Take the bed off, I can put a flat bed on there, I can have no bed on there, I can put a utility bed on there, a dump bed on there, you name it. You cannot do this with a Honda Ridgeline. You can do it with a Tacoma, you can do it with a Colorado, you cannot do it with a Ridgeline. Then comes the issue with you know, towing and payload. They claim you know, honestly decent numbers with their payload and towing, but unfortunately it is so rare in the real world to see. I have yet to see it around me at all. I live in an area of the Midwest where there are trucks everywhere. I rarely see Ridgelines at all. I mean, the numbers, look at the sales numbers. I'm not even gonna bring those up, even though I know what they are, because they're so embarrassing, because I feel like I'd be being too blunt there. The sales numbers speak for themselves, that no one considers it a truck anyway. But yeah, I'd rarely see them. They're clearly not very capable. You can see multiple medias online off-road with them. They're not very good off-road. They overheat, and they just can't maintain tractions in a lot of articulating scenarios. Since they are four-wheel independent suspension, they don't have a lot of suspension travel. They can't flex. You know, a body on frame truck with solid axles, you know, long coils can flex a lot. I do have a Power Wagon, and I would be asleep and blindfolded off-road in my Power Wagon, confident in that more than on a Ridgeline. It's not a bashing, it's just clarifying facts. If I get things wrong, by the way, please tell me in the comments, you know, with a source to prove it. But that could happen as well. But the big thing I'm not getting wrong is that the Honda Ridgeline is not a truck, okay? I hope that doesn't offend anyone. It's just the truth. It is a sport utility vehicle. Okay, so the sport utility vehicle segment is very, very big, very vast. And I'm sure it does very fine. It has a lot of useful features, and I think it is a unique vehicle. There's definitely no questioning that. But you look at like the Jeep Gladiators coming out right now. That is a very unique vehicle as well, and it's different and it's wild. And as a typical truck guy who owns 2 trucks, and they're very conventional trucks, I do consider the Jeep Gladiator a truck. I do think it's wild and different and probably not my speed, but it is a truck because it's body on frame. It's solid axle, has insane off-road ability, and can actually tow and haul, especially when a year down the road they will offer a diesel option as well. The Honda Ridgeline doesn't offer you much customization. You don't have a diesel option. You don't have a turbocharged engine option. It's just very basic, and I think it's goofy looking. I don't think it's ugly. I just don't think it's pretty either. It's a very odd looking vehicle, and I just want to express that it is a sport utility vehicle. It is not a truck. And if we want to get into random anecdotal evidence, and I'm not going to use that as life-changing things against it here, but I have seen a couple around in the last couple years. The very few I've seen, and they had passenger car plates too. So I'm sure that varies from state to state, but both of my trucks, I couldn't get away with that. I have to pay extra and get B-class truck plates. And the Honda Ridgelines I've seen had passenger car plates, so they didn't even have to get a truck plate for theirs. That's kind of a obvious indication, in my opinion. Coming down to it, if they want to be considered a pickup truck, but they're trying to change the formula too much, then that's an issue. I just think that's an issue, and I think all the evidence speaks for itself. I don't know, like I said, I hope you agree. If you don't, you're certainly welcome to prove me wrong in the comments. Industry, it's booming. There's so many trucks to choose from. Go out there, have fun, and have fun with your vehicles, take care of them. And if you have a Ridgeline, hey, I still respect you. There's nothing wrong there. I just don't think it's a truck. And factually, it's not a truck. So if you own one, take care of it, do good. And if there is anyone that owns one and sees this video, go ahead and tell me what you think of it. What are some of your experiences with it? Anyway, guys, I hope you aren't too offended by this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys later.